Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to play through a few rounds of Sail. And in this game, this is a two-player cooperative game where players are trying to navigate their boat through islands, kraken, bad weather to get to the finish line. All right? That's the gist. Now, to set up, normally there's an extra piece of board here, but for the sake of this run through to fit it on the table, I left it off because I'm not using it, so it doesn't need to be there because scenarios make it longer, so I'm not using that. Then I set up the krakens, which are these cool wooden pieces here, on the appropriate spaces, and the islands, which are these cool pieces here, on their certain spaces, and put the storm clouds where they go according to the scenario that I'm playing. All right. You set up the kraken board here with the kraken piece on the first space. Each player gets a cool, if you had the deluxe components, which I have here, everything that I'm showing you is deluxe components. You have your marker on 0 on your track, and the round marker is this cool pirate token. And then you're going to take all the 1s and 2s of all 3 of the suits, so 6 cards total, shuffle them, put them face up on top of the kraken card. Each player will get 2 of these cards, but I have all 4 of them, all the sides showing just to make life easier. Each player will also get a special ability that they're used, and I'll talk about that when we get to it. Then each player will get dealt 9 cards. The rest of the cards will go there in the draw deck, and we're ready to start playing. Okay, now, this is a trick-taking game, and the way the game works is, at the very beginning, whoever the round marker, whichever side it's on, they're going to lead for the round, and it's played over a maximum of 5 rounds, okay? But the first thing that happens is each player is going to pass a card. This is a limited communication game. You can talk before you start playing cards, and once you start playing cards, you can no longer talk. So that's going to be hard for me to show here, so I'm going to kind of just show you how the game plays. I'll be talking through some of it, that's fine. But just know when we start playing cards, you cannot talk, okay? So the first thing that happens is these players are going to look at their hand, and they're going to pass 1 card to their opponent, or teammate, not opponent. And the cards are going to be 3 suits. I don't know how well these show up. There's a green suit, there's a gray suit, and there's a blue suit, okay? And they each have numbers and some symbols. The symbol is not the suit. Those are symbols that are going to be used for actions, which I'll show you later. I think what I want to do is I'm actually going to pass this green 9 to my opponent. That seems crazy. Not my opponent, my teammate. But that's what we're going to do. They can't look at it till they pass me theirs. So let's look and see what they have. And they're going to give me a 4 gray cannon, okay? Now, there's some discussion you can do here to talk through it, but I'm just going to kind of show you how the game works. There is deeper strategy with the passing and all that stuff, but I just want to show you how the game works, so don't get too bogged down with that. So now, this player's first because the marker is on their side, okay? So they're going to play a card. This is a trick-taking game. Normal trick-taking rules are followed here. So if someone plays a blue card, the other player has to play a blue card if they have one. Otherwise, they can play whatever they want. Highest of the lead trick color wins. Okay? So that's how it goes. So let's see. What's this player want to play? Where are we? Okay, so let's do this. They're going to play an 8 of gray with a wheel. And I'll explain what the wheel means in a second. And then this player is going to play, ooh, yuck. They're actually going to do this. No, that's fine. They'll play a 6 of gray. Okay? So now, that's the trick. Now, first thing we're going to look at to see who wins. 8 gray is the highest, so it wins. So they move this over 1. Okay? Then we're going to look at the symbols. So there's 2 wheels, pirate ship steering wheels. So there's 2. So then we look at our symbol marker here, action combinations. If the 2 cards we played have one of these combinations, we also get to do that action. So 2 wheels only gets to move the ship toward the player who won the trick. So in this case, this player, so the ship will move this way. But my special ability is whenever you advance the ship with 2 wheels, you may move it in a straight line instead. Now, normally that's awesome because it's shorter for the track, but in this case, this island is here and we cannot move that way. So we're just going to move it this way 1 space, okay? And that's it. Then we're going to take these cards and we're going to discard them. This player won the trick, so they get to lead the card again. And let's go ahead and they're going to play a 5 cannon in green. Okay? 5 cannon in green. What do I have? Let's do... I only have 1 green, so we actually have a 4 cannon in green. All right, so now this is another thing. So first thing we do, look who wins the trick. This player wins a trick. The round is over when 1 player wins 4 tricks. Okay? Then we're going to look at the actions. 2 cannons means we're going to flip the top card of this deck and then do what it says. So we flip it. It is a mermaid, which stinks. So a mermaid would let us move forward 1. Oh, that's sweet. We did move. So we can move forward 1 space, which is awesome. The double cannons is always going to let you flip a card and do something cool. So whenever the double cannons happens, that's always good. All right, so that is trick number 2. Now we're moving on to trick number 3. Still this player's lead. This player's going to need to win one, or this round's going to be over quick. All right, so let's do yuck. All right, they're going to play a blue cannon. And this player will play a card. And they're going to play a 7. Oh, they'll do a 6 wheel blue. Okay. Now we look at the combinations. There's no cannon wheel combination. There's cannon with wheel and kraken, but this is just cannon wheel. So there's no combination. When there's no combination, you just advance the marker. There's no ship movement, no actions happen. And that is it, okay? But that's still important because this player needs to win some tricks. So now this player's first because they won that trick. And also this player's special ability is if they hit 4 tricks, they can take an extra turn, which could be helpful, may not be helpful, okay? So let's do, they're going to play the 7 blue. And then this player is going to play this. Ooh, not that. Just kidding. Yeah, that's fine. I'll show you how that works. All right, so they're going to play a 3 blue. All right, so this player has the highest card. They win the trick. Now we're going to look at the symbols. We have 2 wheels, and one of the wheels has a kraken. So we will move the boat 1 toward the player who won. So that's this side. So this will come down this way. Then we have to take a damage. Now when you take damage, it's going to come off this kraken deck. You take the top card and you put it in your discard pile. This is a losing condition. There's a card in here at the bottom that if you have to put this in the discard pile and there are no other cards in this deck, you lose. So you want to make sure that you keep supplying this with bad cards to make sure you don't run out, because that's a lose condition. The other way you can lose is we'll get to. All right. So that is that. That's what we did there. These cards go in the discard pile. And it's this player's lead again. All right. So let's do a 7 green. And what do they have in green? Ooh, they don't have anything in green or gray, whatever color that is, but they will play a 7 green. So we have a 7 gray and a 7 green. Now, 7 gray, they led gray. They're the highest gray because that's green, so that doesn't matter. So this moves 1. But for the sake of the symbols, it still does matter. So we have 2 wheels. And then this says whenever we have 2 wheels only, instead of moving the direction of the winner, we can go straight. So we will go straight. Straight is always better, as long as there's not an island in the way. And right now we're smooth sailing, so we're good. Then we do that. Okay. This player's lead again. And let's see. Let's do a 5 blue cannon. And what's this player want to play? They want to do... Let's do a 9 whale. Or mermaid. I keep calling it a whale, but it's a mermaid. And that's it. So this player wins the trick because they both have blue. This is the highest blue. And then we look at the symbols. There's no whale or mermaid cannon combination. So nothing happens. The boat stays where it is. And then this player has the lead. So they will look at their cards again, and they will lead this 9 mermaid, green, and they'll play a 4 cannon. Again, green was led. This is gray, so this player wins the trick. Cannon and mermaid is not a successful match, so nothing moves. And now this player may go through another round if they want to. They only have 2 cards, so they don't really want to do that, so they're just going to end the round there. All right. So now, when the round ends, a couple things happen. First thing you're going to do is you're going to get damage based on where this Kraken marker is. So it's on 3, so we take 3 damage cards and put them in the deck. Then we slide these back to 0. Slide this over to 1. Or the next round, take all these cards, shuffle them up. Everything that's in the hand, everything that's in the discard pile, everything that's in the face down supply, we'll shuffle them up and we'll deal back out again. All right, and that's how the game's going to keep working until one of 4 different end game scenarios happens. Either we make it all the way to the end, we win. If we can get our boat to there, we win. There's a lot of ways we can lose. If we're not at the end by the time we're done with round 5, we lose. Okay. If this deck runs out, there's no more damage and we have to take some damage, this card goes to the discard pile, we are out. We lose. We die. Or if we get the beginning of round 5, at the beginning of round 5, if our boat is not past this second set of clouds, you can see on the marker, at the beginning of round 3, we have to be past the first cloud. We got there round 2, so we're good. Beginning of round 5, we have to be past the second storm. If we can't make it past there, we lose. So those are the scenarios. Get to the boat, we win. The other 3, we lose. And that is it. And you're going to keep playing until one of those things happens. Otherwise, you keep going. If you get through round 5, you're not at the end, you lose. And that's the game. So that is a quick and kind of dirty overview of what's going on here. We also have an expansion which adds some whirlpools, some crow's nest, and I think some pirate ships that basically just up the interaction of some spaces. It doesn't change it a ton, but it also adds a couple more characters. So and some different scenarios. So it'll give you a little more stuff to avoid or hit on your journey. But otherwise, you're just playing the similar game. There's like 6 or 7 scenarios in the base game book. So just you can play, make it longer, make it shorter, whatever you want to do. So that is Sail. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.